Imagine a world where doctors spend more time looking at their patients than their computer screens. Surprisingly, physicians today allocate about 80% of their time to paperwork and electronic records, leaving only a fraction for actual patient care. But what if technology could flip this dynamic? In this video, we delve into the revolutionary world of AI scribes, a game changer in healthcare. Join us as we explore how these innovative tools are transforming doctor-patient interactions. Do these tools really work, or are they just a fad? Hello everyone, my name is Rupen, and I'm a hematology oncology physician, and I'm very interested in innovation in healthcare. That's why I wanted to launch this series where we talk about different tools that help physicians or patients on a day-to-day basis. And today, I want to talk about AI scribes. But wait a second, what is an AI scribe? First, let's talk about one of the biggest problems in healthcare, that is documentation. If you're a physician, I'm sure you're aware how much time you spend every day on documenting everything you do on a day-to-day basis with your patients. But for the person who doesn't have a background in healthcare, let me explain this. In any given day, when we see our patients, we spend only 20% of our time with the patients directly talking to them, taking history, doing physical exam, or maybe talking to them about their last trip. And we spend 80% of the time behind the computer looking at the blood work, analyzing the latest results from different imaging studies, and putting this into perspective, and then writing the note. When we write the medical note, we document the history that we took from the patient, the physical exam that we did, our thinking process, and our future plan. So as you can see, documentation is helpful because it is a thinking tool. When I document my encounter with the patient, I put different problems into different categories, and as a physician, I come up with a plan to tackle each problem on its own, or sometimes I can combine all problems into a one syndrome and I can treat it. But also, documentation can be sometimes redundant. We spend lots of time when we document typing and then making sure with proofreading and then making sure that the fonts and the size of the text is appropriate. And the note that we generated is easily readable by other healthcare workers. So documentation is partially helpful, but also partially redundant, and it wastes lots of time. And that's where many companies have started innovating in this space. And one of the companies that we are all aware of, it's Dragon. Dragon is or Nuance. They have the Dragon software where you can dictate your note instead of typing. And that helped to tackle one of the aspects of documentation, which is typing. But we still correct the grammars, make sure that the font size and the text and things make sense to other healthcare workers. Eventually, some companies started developing AI algorithms that can listen to a patient and physician in real time and create a medical note. This could be a consult note, which is generated when you see the patient for the first time, or a progress note, which is generated when you see the patient for a follow-up. These tools are readily available, and some of them are helpful, some of them are not. Some of them integrate to the electronic medical record, and some of them are not. And that's why I wanted to launch this series to talk about different tools and how helpful they are and score them accurately. This video series is going to be two parts. First, we're going to look at the tool that we're going to use, and then we're going to have a standardized patient, we're going to run a case, and we're going to look at the tool in real time. And the second part, we're going to review the note that is generated by this tool. For today, we're going to review Nabla. Nabla is an AI scribe tool that helps physicians in documentation through an AI scribe that listens to a patient and physician in real time and generate a note. Without further ado, let's jump into their website and let's start reviewing them. This is a transcript that I'm going to give to my standardized patients, and they will memorize this transcript, and then we're going to run this transcript between me and them in real time. So you can just pause the video and take a look at it. It's a case of back pain presenting to a family medicine clinic. So for the purpose of this video, we are using a laptop, Asus, and it's Core i7, but I don't really think it matters. So it's a Windows laptop, and we're not gonna hook any microphones or anything to the laptop, and we're gonna use Nabla on this laptop as well. We're not going to record the screen of the laptop to make sure that there are no third-party apps that are interrupting the microphone. We're going to sit away from the laptop. This is chair number 1. This is chair number 2 in one of the chairs. It's going to be the patient, and the other is going to be the physician. Remember, this is a standardized patient, and we're going to turn on Nabla here in a second, and you are going to see Nabla recording in real time. So we're going to start recording now. We're at the same setting. The laptop is not connected to any microphone, and as you can see, it can detect my voice through the internal microphone that the laptop has. I'm not in the extension. I'm in the real browser, like in the real playground without the extension. I want to use it like full capacity and see. I'm not sure if using the extension will decrease the capacity. I don't think so, but I just want to make sure that we are using it in an ideal environment. I'm away from the laptop, I would say around like 50 centimeters, and the same applies for the standardized patient. So we're going to start the consultation. So we are in a family medicine or family medicine clinic, yeah, and we have a patient who's presenting with back pain. So 3, 2, 1, let's start, and we have Miss Jones. Okay. Hello, Miss Jones. My name is Dr. Odabashian. I'm one of the physicians working here today.
Hi, hello, doctor.
The nurse told me that you are coming with back pain. Tell me what's going on.
Yes, I've been having a lot of back pain over the past 5 days, and it's really getting in the way. It's not going away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Can you tell me, like, how did it start? What were you doing at that time?
Well, I think it started mostly after I helped my daughter moving. I was doing some lifting, and the night after that, I just had a lot more pain.
Oh, okay. Can you tell me, like, how were you lifting objects? Like, were you bending at your hips, or are you bending at your back?
I guess maybe I wasn't bending my legs enough.
Oh, okay, okay. So the pain started gradually, and does it travel anywhere else other than your back?
No.
Okay. Sometimes when we have back pain, we always want to make sure that there are no other organs that also are suffering. Have you noticed any changes in the bowel habits?
No.
Any changes in the urinary habits?
No.
Have you noticed any incontinence, whether it's urinary or like related to bowel movements?
No.
No. Any numbness in the buttock area?
No.
Okay. Have you noticed any weakness in your legs?
No, no weakness, just the pain doesn't make me want to move very much.
Gotcha. And can you tell me, how would you describe the pain? What word would describe it the best?
It's a dull, aching pain, I would say. Yeah,
Okay.
bad ache.
Okay, okay. And does it get, are there any exacerbating factors? Anything makes it worse?
If I can't bend over barely anymore, and if I try to lift anything or carry anything.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there any relieving factors? Like anything comes to your mind?
Well, I've been taking just some over-the-counter, some Advil, and like I said, the pain is quite bad, so I haven't been very active.
Gotcha, gotcha. That must be hard, eh?
Yes, it's been very frustrating.
I'm sorry about that. And my last question about the pain, from scale 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, how bad is the pain?
At its worst, it can be an 8 or 9.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so this is the first time we meet. I just want to understand a bit more about you. Can you tell me, like, do you have any other medical conditions I should be aware of?
Yes, I have type 2 diabetes, and my blood pressure's a little high.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have osteoarthritis, and
Okay.
my cholesterol's a little high. Oh, and I did have a little stroke, but a few years ago, but there's no deficits since that.
Gotcha, gotcha. And I see that you have a list of medications. I just want to read them loud. I have like a tool that helps me to document this in real time. So I'm looking here at your medications. I see that you have metformin 500 milligram twice daily. You are taking also lisinopril 10 milligram daily for your blood pressure and for your diabetes. You are taking atorvastatin 20 milligram daily, Tylenol How often do you take the Tylenol?
Usually I take it just as needed,
Gotcha.
but I have been taking more lately since this new pain.
Okay. And I see you are also on aspirin, 81 milligram. Was this started because of your minor stroke that you had?
Yes, I've been taking it since then.
Gotcha. Do you have any allergies? Have you ever took any medication and you reacted to it?
No.
Okay. And you mentioned that you were helping your daughter. Is she like moving in town or is she moving closer? Like, what's the story? I would love to hear about it.
Oh, yes. Well, she's a bit worried about me now that I'm aging and living alone, so she's able to move closer to me, so I'm quite happy about that.
Oh, that's really nice of her. That's really nice. That's sweet. And can you tell me a bit like what did you do for work in the past?
I was a teacher. Yes,
Okay.
I've been retired now 12 years.
Okay. Okay. I'm sure you enjoyed that.
Yes, I did very much.
Okay. And what about smoking? Have you ever smoked or do you smoke currently?
Nope, nope, never was a smoker.
Gotcha. And do you drink alcohol by any chance?
On occasion with dinner, a few times per week,
Okay.
one or two glasses of wine.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me a bit about your family? Are there any medical conditions that runs in the family?
Well, my mother, you see, also had osteoporosis.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad died of a heart attack.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Um, and I just want to make sure we're not missing anything else. So I just want to ask you quick questions about your general health and well-being. Have you had any trauma or like have you fell on your back recently?
No, no falls.
Oh, okay. Any chest pain or shortness of breath?
No,
No. Okay. And any swelling in the legs?
no.
Okay. I'm just going to examine you, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
Okay, so I see that you are doing well and your nutrition is status is well. I'm just going to read your vital signs. Those vital signs were provided to me by the nurse. I just want to make sure they are correct. So I see here your blood pressure was 140/85. Your heart rate is 78 beats per minute. And the nurse tells me that you are breathing around 16 times per minute. And your temperature was 98.6 Fahrenheit, which is all within normal limits. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just going to feel your back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take a look at your back in the beginning, and then I'm going to feel your back going from your neck down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any pain when I feel your neck?
No.
Okay. Any pain when I feel your chest?
No.
Okay. I'm just going to go a bit lower. I'm going to feel your the lower part of your back, which we call the lumbar area. I'm going to feel the vertebrae there and the muscles. Do you have any pain here?
Oh, yes, that's tender.
Oh, okay. And I feel like it's more pronounced on the right side.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna also quickly feel the strength in your legs. Can you raise your right hip?
Yes.
Do you, I can't feel any weakness. Do you feel like your right hip is weak?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask you now to raise your left hip. I feel it's normal. Okay, now as you are sitting on the table and you're bending your knees, I will ask you to kick out. Okay, I feel like you have normal strength in your knees on both sides. I'm just going to listen to your lungs quickly. Whenever you feel the stethoscope on your skin, can you take a deep breath?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your lung sounds normal to me. I'm just going to listen to your heart now. Your heart sounds normal to me. Okay, so Ms. Jones, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. According to what you told me, it looks like you've been experiencing pain in the lower part of your back after lifting heavy objects, and it started 5 days ago. Is that the case? Is that all the information?
Yes.
Okay, so according to your description, it feels that you had what we call musculoskeletal strain. So it looks like there is some sort of spasm in the muscles of the back, and that's not usually a concerning problem that we do investigations. We usually manage it with supportive care. So I'm just going to ask you to take the Tylenol, but In the meanwhile, I will also refer you to a physiotherapist. I believe the best thing to do for your pain is to refer you to a physiotherapist to help you with some exercise to strengthen your back. Would that be okay with you?
Okay, yes, I can do that.
I will see you also in 2 weeks just to see how is the pain and how are you doing functionally.
Okay, that would be great.
In the meanwhile, I just want to make sure that I want you not to over rest. By that I mean I still want you to maintain light activity, but avoid lifting heavy objects, okay?
Okay, no lifting, but I could do some walking.
Yes.
Okay.
And in the future, like whenever you try lifting heavy objects, like I want you to bend at your hips and keep your back straight and don't bend your back.
Okay, I see. And I can probably talk to the physiotherapist about that as well.
Yes, that would be great.
Okay.
Okay, I will see you in 2 weeks, okay?
Yes. Thank you.
So we finished the consultation, so I'm just going to click now on finish and generate note. And as you can see, it's generating the notes. Let's look at the note that was generated by Nabla. One of the things that happened, I'm not sure, maybe it's my mistake or not, like I could not retrieve my previous consultation. But now I'm in a MacBook environment, so I just did screenshots from my Windows computer, and now I'm in the MacBook. So I'm just comparing the history that I gave to my standardized patient and the history that was generated by Nabla, and then we're going to go more into details about the environment and what it contains. So let's start first. Accuracy and reliability. Is it accurate? I would say yes. If you see, like I gave my standardized patient, a script of back pain, started after helping daughter move, and pain described as dull aching. And we can change also the writing style. We can see that also in a second. But it organized the information that I asked my patient, although this was a very ideal scenario, but it organized it, and also it added the red flags at the end. It first talked about the pain. It then put the things about the past medical history, hypertension, osteoarthritis. So it's very similar to the script that I gave to my patient. Social history, here I gave my patient this social history, and retired teacher, non-smoker, drinks alcohol occasionally, and so lives alone, daughter moving closer due to patient's aging. It's pretty accurate, I would say. The medications, so I read the medications out loud, right? So it transcribed the medication, Tylenol, aspirin, and so vitals. Then I was examining the patient because Nabla in this setting was not integrated into an EHR. I read out the physical exam and vital signs, so it was very accurate, I would say. Physical exam, well nourished, the same blood pressure, the heart rate, the respiratory rate. So if I'm in a clinic and I have a nurse and I gave the nurse, or the nurse gave me these vital signs and I read them out loud, they are there, done. And then pain and tenderness in lower back. So usually when I write my physical exam, I write like cardiovascular, colon, S1, S2 within normal limits, lung, colon, clear breathing sounds bilaterally. But like it put them into one liner, which is at the end of the day, like not bad. Like if I'm going to edit only one line, I don't think it's the end of the world. And again, this is Word environment. We're going to go to the Nabla environment in a second. Assessment and plan, I told the patient. So here, this is really nice because like I had to verbalize my thinking process. I had to tell the patient what I'm thinking and to make sure that whatever I'm thinking, whatever I'm saying is dictated in real time. And yes, it's a musculoskeletal strain, back pain due to muscle strain from lifting heavy objects, referral to physiotherapist, that's what I said. Light activity, avoid heavy lifting, that's what I said to my patient. Continue Tylenol appointment, follow up in 2 weeks, and then you can add free text. So as you can see, there are some things that you can click on. We will see this in a second. So accuracy and reliability, I would say it's pretty accurate. I would say 10 out of 10. I really like, this is a simple, straightforward case. I would say 10 out of 10. Now let's say integration with other system. I can't really judge on that because I didn't integrate it with any other EHR. User interface. If we look at the user interface, Now let's just the user interface. So I don't think like it's complex. It's pretty straightforward. There are some things that happens in the background. We're going to talk about them, but there aren't many options. And this is a great thing. When I open like electronic medical records, like Epic or Cerner or any other systems, like it's 10,000 buttons and like I hate 10,000 clicks. I hate that. I really hate that. Simple, straightforward. Offline functionality, I can't really comment on that because like you need the internet to run this. So without the internet, you can't run it. And so I would say it's pretty accurate. The user interface is easy. The speed of transcript, as you saw from the video, it was very straightforward as well. Now let's talk about data security. So we said like it's HIPAA compliant, but if you go to their website, this is a neat graph on how they talk about the processing of data. So they don't store any data. Actually, you send them the data, they encrypt it, send it to a third party, they process it, they bring it back to you in a different shape. And I think that was the problem when I was migrating from my Windows laptop to MacBook laptop. Maybe that's why I lost the notes. I'm not sure. And they have like a full blog about Nabla's privacy and security features. And I think I would trust it for now. Like, again, I'm not a HIPAA consultant, but it looks legit. And I like that things are not stored. One thing I have to say that if you're going to use this on a phone and a computer, make sure to link the device. So this is something I didn't know. And you can receive notes from your phone if you are running Nabla on your phone, and you can receive the notes from another computer. So you make sure that you connect the devices. Maybe that was my mistake. Past consultations are gone. And then finally, I want to add cool features here. So you can dictate actually. And so let's try that. So I'm going to dictate now. This is a 65-year-old female patient. New line. Who presented with 5-day history of back pain. Period, a new line. Her pain started after lifting heavy objects. Period, a new line. And the pain does not radiate to anywhere else. Period. Okay, so now I still like when I say period, it puts the word period, which is something I think they need to work on. When I say new line, in drag and dictation, when I say new line, it goes to new line. It is not the case, and you can copy this and dot a phrase. So you can add dot phrase like you have in Epic or Cerner. So I can add my signature, for example. It's something cool I see here. So you can generate the entire note, but if it's not integrated into your electronic medical record, you have to copy paste that. So this is their notes, and this is their transcript. So the transcript is gone, but in my previous consultation, the transcript was there, and you see it being generated in real time. And so this is Nabla in a nutshell. I think those are the things that you need to know before jumping in. One point I just want to add here, if I go to my notes here to Microsoft Word, so most of the information were generated through speaking to the patient, right? And in my world, like in hematology and oncology, tons of information are embedded in the electronic medical record, like the biopsy results, the cytogenetics, the fish, and those are things I need to copy paste. And when I talk to the patient, for example, let's say they have a colon cancer, I won't say that I'm going to continue you on Folfox, fluorouracil, oxaliptan, leucovorin. I say like we will continue your chemotherapy. So I think this is Nabla. This is something that it's not going to be able to dictate, to accurately document. So, and then why I chose Folfox, for example, or this chemotherapy regime, or that chemotherapy regime, or this second line of treatment, third line of treatment, depending on XYZ clinical trial. So the thinking process, it is something I still have to input in the note that is being generated. And also, this is a consultation, so this is something else I want to talk about. If you're doing a progress note, most of the note is already generated, and we change most of the subjective, and if there are any changes in the objective, we might change that, and we might change the assessment and plan. So this was a consult note environment. But that being said, if there is data being gathered from the patient, Nabla is a great tool, but if there's a data that it's embedded in the EHR, there's a data that it's in my brain, it needs to go on the notes, there is still some effort that needs to be done by the patient, but it reduces the effort, as you can see. I hope you liked this video. If you have any questions or any comments, you can leave them in the comments below, or you can message me on LinkedIn. Also, please hit the subscribe button so you can stay updated about most videos that we release in the future. If you have any questions or any AI tools you want me to review, please let me know. I will see you in the next one.